Eleanor, you obviously felt strongly enough about your confused feelings to consult me. Now, what is the predominant emotion that you're feeling?
Anger.
How would you describe that anger?
Murderous.
No, thank you very much. Final word from the hospital, man. Every test that ran on Kane turned out the same. The medication had nothing whatsoever to do with his near heart attack.
I don't believe this. You're telling me that there's nothing weird at all in his system?
I'm telling you, they couldn't find nothing, man. So as far as I'm concerned, all this stuff, this whole episode is in the round file, and we're at scratch.
So when does the mountain man get out of the hospital?
He's on his way back to the Capwells as we speak.
Can't believe it. It remains a total mystery to everybody. I mean, Eden knows him how long up there in the mountains, and she still don't know anything more about him.
You can't blame
we do.
Eden for this, man. I mean, the guy went up in the mountains apparently to forget about his past. He did a good job, so how's she supposed to know?
I'll tell you, there's somebody else who wants to forget about the past, too. Eleanor.
Eleanor?
Eleanor, yeah. I mean, despite everything that she's told us, we still don't know anything more about Ellie than about Kane.
Pearl, I don't want to talk about Eleanor. I want to find out why Eden thinks Kane can help her, and I can't.
Hi. I was just on my way to pick you up.
I talked him into letting me out early.
Yeah, I bet you were complaining so much the nurses were happy to see you go. But listen, are you tired? Would you like to lay down before dinner?
I just spent 2 days in a hospital bed. The last thing I am is tired.
Well...
I see you've returned.
Only because I didn't have anywhere else to go. You know, I want to be here about as much as you want me here.
Oh, good. There's the door. I shall be happy to buy you an airline ticket, pick up your hotel expenses for a week in any city 1,000 miles from Santa Barbara. What do you say, Kane?
You think anybody can be bought, don't you, Mr. Capwell?
Please stop it, both of you. Kane is not going anywhere. He's staying here.
Eden, if Mr. Kane is as independent as he claims he is, maybe he has something to say about that.
Kane, I'm begging you to stay. I want you here. I need you.
Tell me, Eleanor, does anything specific occur to you that might be causing this intense, as you put it, murderous anger?
Well, I suppose it could come from my feeling left out and being denied my rightful heritage.
I'm not sure I understand that.
Didn't Dr. Nicholas tell you?
No, Alex only asked me to see you. He knows that I wouldn't want any background information from him.
Oh. Well, a little while ago I found out that the man that I had always thought was my father is not.
So, do you feel anger towards this man?
No. But then I discovered that my real father is a very wealthy man. In fact, that he's one of the most successful men in the state. And that he had abandoned my mother when she was pregnant with me.
When you discovered that this man was your father, you felt cheated?
Yes.
Let's see, you were raised by a man who loved you, who was obviously very successful. It seems to me that your lifestyle was more than comfortable.
What is your point, Doctor?
Well, I'm merely questioning whether your anger stems from a feeling of being denied your heritage. I mean, there are many young women who would envy the life you had.
My life was a lie. And I didn't know that until a year ago. I didn't know what my real father had done to my mother. I didn't know that he had abandoned me as a baby to start another family with another woman. And that family had the life that I should have been sharing with my mother all these years. And then later, when my mother lay dying, he could have helped her, and he didn't lift a finger. Now, don't you think that that entitles me to some little bit of anger? Well?
There's no question that a certain amount of anger is justifiable. It's the intensity of your anger that concerns me. Now, it is normal for passionate people to have murderous fantasies at a certain point in their life, but a line is drawn, and the rational person doesn't step over that line. It is a person with psychopathic tendencies who might actually act on those fantasies. So exactly how do these feelings manifest themselves?
I don't know. Isn't that partly what I'm paying you for? I'm sorry. I really am. I sometimes have sleepless nights, but I don't think that there's any other evident physical problem. I know this anger is not going to just disappear, but I thought that maybe you could help me diffuse my emotions and rechannel my thoughts.
So is it right to assume that your ultimate goal is to forgive this man who you now know to be your father and to accept him?
Yes. Yes. That's exactly my goal.
Look, buddy, you gotta stop beating yourself up about this.
Yeah, I know that, Pearl. I've already promised myself I am going to be patient.
Then do it.
Well, it's a little easier said than done. This is a crazy situation, you got to admit.
Well, I know it's crazy, but just think of how difficult it is for Eden. We cannot even imagine.
Pearl, I know that. I also know that she's not going to keep pushing me away forever. I mean, when I was with her the other night, I saw it in her eyes. She remembers what's really going on. It's going to work out but we're wasting time. When I thought she was gone, I realized that that's all we do with our lives. We waste time. Everybody does it. She's been back, what, weeks. They've been flying by, and what are we? We're apart. It's stupid.
You know, so I got a feeling it's going to happen in a very short time for you two.
Now, how can you say that?
You just said it. You said you saw it in her eyes. You saw it in her eyes. Now, who knows Eden better than Cruz? The whole time she's been back, she's been communicating with you. She hasn't cut a connection. That means she still loves you. Just hang in there.
I know, but don't you see, she is operating on a fantasy. She thinks that it'll never work out between us unless she can rush out of her wheelchair and dance across the threshold or something. And she's afraid it might not happen, and you know what, man, it might not. She might not be able to walk again. I don't care. I don't need her to do that to love her. She's my life. And I gotta make it clear to her somehow that I am her life, and I'm her future. I am still Eden's future.
And when you feel strong enough, you can start my therapy again.
I have no idea what to do, Eden.
My Lord, Eden, this man has no knowledge whatsoever.
I'm not going to argue about this with you, Dad.
I'm not arguing. I'm trying to talk some sense into you. I can fly you to any rehabilitation center in the world. I can bring in the best specialists. Why are you resisting everything?
I have talked to all of them.
Look, all those doctors are just about the best.
They're the best in the world, aren't they? And they told you and Mama that I wouldn't walk again. I put my faith in Cain, and it worked. And if you love me at all, you won't undermine the only hope I have.
Darling, look. You know I love you. And I want what's best for you. And if that man can make you better, I would be thrilled to be proven wrong. But I cannot lie to you, and I'm certainly not going to lie to him. I'll tell you something. I don't trust you at all. You harm one hair in her head. I swear to God, I'll make you pay.
It just never ends. What am I getting myself into here? I mean, your father hates me, your boyfriend hates me.
They're just underestimating you. When they see me walk and get out of the wheelchair, they'll see. Come here. Sit down. It's not wasting time, okay?
I still don't know what I'm doing.
You will remember. You will. It's gonna come back to you. And you're gonna help me.
I can't even read my own writing. Where the hell have you been all afternoon? I told you I wanted that file you took home.
I got lucky today. I made a contact that just might pay off in the very near future.
What kind of contact?
Well, you both know we've been swamped by calls about missing persons ever since the news broke that we found Johnny.
You found Johnny.
And I think that this contact might lead us to other missing children if it works out.
Who might this contact be? Unless, of course, this is one of your private type cases that you don't want to share with anybody at the agency.
You know, Pearl, if I didn't know better, I'd say you didn't trust me.
Sometimes trust depends on how open you are.
Listen, there's no rule that says everybody has to know what everybody else is doing around here all the time, just as long as we're pulling together. You know, it's important for detectives to develop contacts and protect their confidentiality. Obviously, they ain't going to be sources long if you tell people who they are.
Thank you, boss. I'll take that as a vote of confidence. Now, if you two will excuse me, I have an appointment. That is, if it's all right with you, Pearl.
I don't believe this, man. The other day, I defend her. What do? You climb all over my case. Now I ask her one or two questions. You make me look like a fool. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to make you look like a fool. I was trying to give the lady enough proverbial rope.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I think about her. There's a lot more to her than meets the eye.
I have no doubt about it, Pearl, but I don't have to worry about it.
Well, why not?
Because I am sure that she won't make another move without you knowing about it.
You better believe it, pal. From now on, I keep a close eye out on our lady partner.
Look, if you're getting tired, we can stop for a while.
No, it's not that, Eden. I mean, what am I supposed to do next?
Well, I can show you.
No, it doesn't do any good if you show me. I've got to remember this for myself if I'm going to help you. Now, there must have been something else to the therapy beyond the massage.
Well, there was.
Now, you told me that the doctors couldn't help you, but I could.
Exactly. Because of the fact that you made me believe that I could get well. You said that was one of the most important things, to believe in myself. Can't you remember saying those things to me?
No. I wish I could. You know, I knew I was coming back here today, and I tried to remember what I did that helped you, and I felt so confined in that hospital room, and now I feel like a prisoner here.
Look, maybe I'm just pushing you too hard, and you need to go out and do different things. And get away from all this pressure that I'm putting on you.
I don't think that's the answer, Eden.
Well, hey, it's worth a shot. Why don't we go to dinner?
What, tonight?
Well, I don't happen to have any plans, do you?
No, I guess not. I don't know if I quite fit into the type of restaurant you like to go to.
Well, it just so happens that I bought you some clothes, and they're up in your room. I got them for you when you were in the hospital.
What, have you been planning this all along, or what?
No, I was just making certain, so if you remembered you were a lawyer, I'd be prepared.
What if I remembered I was a clown?
Well, then you could just come as you were.
Yeah.
No, look, I think it'd do us some good. Why don't you get dressed, and I'll make a reservation.
I'll be ready in 10 minutes.
Ready for what?
Kane and I are going to dinner.
Eden, are you out of your mind? You going to take that lunatic out in public?
I'm not listening to you, Daddy.
You're not listening to somebody else, and you're breaking his heart.
Daddy.
Listen to me. I can't help it. It's like you're making a deliberate decision to choose between Cruz and Kane, and you're picking Kane. You can't do that. Don't you realize what it's going to do to you? You're going to regret it, baby.
Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for coming. Elena, I want to end this charade about pretending that we don't know each other.
No, not yet.
What possible reason could you have for not wanting people to know that I raised you as my daughter?
I have my reasons. I just don't want to talk about it yet.
You know, I thought therapy was supposed to help you work out your anger that you have for Cece and all the Capwells.
I told you, therapy is going wonderfully.
If it's going so well, why do you insist on this phony identity? Unless you still have some scheme of revenge directed at the Capwells.
I have told you I'm not doing anything like that. Now, I will work through everything, I promise you.
When, Elena?
It won't be long, Daddy.
I was wondering if you'd ever be able to call me that again, now that you know that Cece is your real father.
You're the only father I'll ever have.
I love you, Elena. Don't ever forget that.
I won't. Whenever everything else goes wrong in my life, I remember your love. I count on it.
He's saving me. Oh.
I did make a reservation. You curiosity and the holy and
You
soul.
again, Dr. Nicholas?
Hey, did you see?
Hello.
Yes, yes. What?
Hi, Cruz. Hi, Pearl. I thought I left you slaving at the office.
I thought that you had an appointment.
I did.
Well, do you wish to eat alone?
No, I don't. I thought I was going to have to, but if this is an invitation, I'd be delighted. Oh, thank you.
Is that all right?
It's fine.
Well, when you say go out and eat, you mean go all out. This is a fancy place.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been in a place like this. You come here a lot?
Well, I used to. I own it. It's my restaurant.
Wait a second.
What?
This is the place I came in with the gun and...
Yes. Look, Kane, we're not here to have a bad time. We're here to enjoy ourselves and have a nice dinner.
Sure. So your folks have that big estate and you own this. You pretty much have everything you need, don't you?
Yeah, maybe it looks that way. But none of that really means anything. Well, why don't you just go ahead and say hello to her?
Because I have no intention of interrupting her evening.
Why not? She's already interrupted yours.
I really don't know much about this gourmet food.
Well, you can have anything you want, but they don't have plover eggs.
What?
Plover eggs. He used to make these disgusting omelets out of plover eggs for me.
Well, since I handled the menu back there, why don't you order for me tonight?
All right.
You probably know better what I like than I do anyway.
Kane? Kane, wait.
I know you.
I beg your pardon.
You're a doctor, and I talked to you afterwards.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am a doctor, but I don't recognize you.
After I lost my platoon, in the hospital, I talked to you.
Oh!
Whoa.
Oh!
Hey, now.
Don't seem to be doing the trick. Do you want me to try?
No, thank you. No, I think I can't sit here with this skirt. I'm going to have to go change. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, right.
Right.
You treated me at a VA hospital in San Francisco.
Yes, I remember spending a lot of time in San Francisco.
There were a lot of us there. And you tried to get us to talk about the things we'd experienced over it now.
Could you be more specific? What year was it?
I'm not sure.
I've done a lot of traveling, a lot of moving around since San Francisco. It's difficult.
Well, wait a minute. You're having a breakthrough with your memory right now?
I don't know. I thought
Do you remember this guy? You don't remember this guy? Is that what you're saying, Dr. Nicholas?
Well, I remember treating Vietnam veterans. Cruz, you have to understand, I treated virtually hundreds and hundreds of them coming back from Vietnam.
Well, he certainly remembers you, though, so it seems kind of difficult to believe. You don't recognize him at all?
I can't imagine forgetting the name of Kane.
I might not have been going by that name then.
I mean, the face is familiar, but were you wearing a beard then?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Maybe without the... I'm sorry.
I was certain I remembered you. It was so real, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, Kane, don't push it, okay? I mean, you remember Dr. Nicholas and where you knew him from. I mean, it's just not a coincidence that you remembered that you were both at the San Francisco Veterans Hospital. I mean, you couldn't have guessed that. And I'm sure Dr. Nicholas would be more than willing to talk to him again.
Of course I would.
And maybe you have some records that you could look up.
All right. I mean, I'll be happy to do anything I can to help. I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks. Excuse me.
Well, look, maybe we should go home.
You mind?
No?
Listen, I'd love to take the both of you. We could talk about this.
Thanks, but I think that just the two of us should go. All right?
Yeah.
Who else? Well, hi. I thought that you were going to go home.
Oh, yeah,
That's
I
all.
am. But I have some papers here that I forgot about. I have to look through.
It's too bad you left so early.
Why is that?
Well, because Eden's mysterious friend, the mountain man Kane, the walking question mark. Well, he had a real breakthrough with a certain Dr. Nicholas.
Well, how wonderful.
Yeah.
I'll bet Eden's very happy about that.
Well, I'm not sure. This guy Kane remembered that Nicholas had treated him at some hospital in San Francisco.
Oh, really? Well, then what did Dr. Nicholas say about that?
He thought Kane looked familiar, but he couldn't place him.
Was Kane able to remember anything else?
No, that was it.
Oh, well, that's too bad, isn't it? Well, I've got to get going. Good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, huh?
Better change that skirt, huh?
I will.
Man, it just seems obvious that he ain't faking the memory loss after all.
This is for real. Now you gotta tell me that you're feeling good about that.
No,
huh?
if he was faking it, I had a chance of smoking him out. Don't you see? Now, if he really has amnesia, I mean, he may never get his memory back.
Talking about think positive. The guy is progressing.
Think positive. Eden is determined to wait on him till he can get well enough to make her well. What is that? I mean, do you think that could take months? That could never happen.
She's gonna realize. She's gonna understand.
No. You see, I'm not gonna wait for that to happen, Pearl. I'm gonna do something to make her understand that this is ridiculous.
Do you remember traveling to the hospital to San Francisco?
No. I mean, I just woke up and I was there. I'd been wounded and delirious, and they must have pumped me full of painkillers and shipped me off to the hospital. Because I just remember waking up and not knowing where I was and being very confused about what had happened to me.
And that was where Dr. Nicholas spent time with you. He helped you.
I was certain of it. He talked to me. He made me see that if I talked about what the things that had happened to me, it would be better.
Well, that must have been painful for you.
Well, Dr. Nicholas promised that I wouldn't be held responsible. He was convinced it wasn't my fault.
But he wasn't able to convince you, though, was he?
Because it was my fault. They all died because of me.
No, Kane, it was not your fault. Now, you mentioned these guys. Do you remember their names?
No. What difference could it possibly make?
Because you could get in touch with them.
That's in the past.
No, it isn't. You're going to have to come to terms with the past. Now, Kane, do you remember if you spent time at the hospital? Even after Dr. Nicholas was gone?
I think so. Yeah, I remember all these veterans in wheelchairs, and they couldn't walk, and I would...
Kane, that had to be where you learned the physiotherapy that you used on me.
There was a woman.
What woman?
I don't know. Maybe she was a nurse. I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm upset about it. Just don't push it, okay? Look, you're probably really tired. Maybe you should go upstairs. You've gotten so far today. I mean, you should really be proud of yourself.
I hated her for some reason. I hated her.
Don't push it. Just take it one day at a time. I mean, you're doing so well. In time, you're going to remember everything.
No! I don't want to remember. I never want to remember it.
What are you doing here?
Well, I came to try... I just want to talk to you. When you came into the restaurant tonight, I was struck one more time with how unfortunate the situation is, and I just thought that I would tell you that it brought back a lot of memories to me.
Yeah, me too.
It seemed like we always had something to celebrate in that restaurant. I started thinking about the trip we took through France on the real Orient Express, and I started thinking about the chateau, the week. Do you remember that week?
It's not good for you to continue living in the past.
Oh, I don't intend to, Eden. Because a past like that leads to a future. And I am not about to let you forget how fortunate we were to have found each other. A love like we have comes along once in a lifetime if you're lucky.
Stop it.
You can't deny it. Damn it, I just want to take you in my arms.
And sweep me off my feet.
Never, ever gonna give up.